Okay, now that you've created it, let's take a look at the finished piece of wire.
So that's the finished piece of wire.
Hold on.
Looks like a little house.
Yeah, looks like a little house. Okay, got it.
All
And
right.
you would guess the size of that to be what?
It's about 2 inches coming out.
Okay.
So like 2 inches by 2 inches. So
Okay,
each
so
side
each
is
one
like
of
2
those
inches.
sides is 2 inches. There we go.
Yeah, but
Okay.
again, it's, you know, whatever your
Okay.
beak is. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my piece of fondant and I'm going to roll it so that it is twice the size of my beak. So 4 inches. And I'm going to lay the wire in here, and then I'm going to spray it, and I'm going to fold it over like that. And I'm going to take my pizza cutter. I'm going to cut my 2 sides. So I've got my beak, and then I'm going to cut my straight for where it goes into the cake, so that I've created his little beak.
Okay, so the wire's going to go into the cake.
Yes, but I'm going to put it in a straw first.
I was going to say, okay.
Okay. So this is what I've created. Okay. So
Okay.
my top piece is inside there. All right. So I can bend my wire a little bit because I want it to be up.
This is his top beak.
Yes.
Top lip of his beak.
Top lip of his beak.
Okay.
So now I've got a piece of straw because
It's
I
just
don't
regular drinking straws. Isn't it?
regular drinking straws because
Okay.
that's food safe.
All right.
Because I don't want my wire touching my cake.
Right.
So I'm going to put the straws on there and then I'll just shove them in the cake. This should work.
Gently shove it into the cake.
Okay. Actually, I'm going to take, so I've marked where I want it. I'm going to go ahead and break through the, oh, wouldn't you know it?
You got ganache.
Board.
Ha!
Okay. Good news, because
Nice.
it's board right there. Here's the good news. I can use the straight wire. Because I'm
Nice.
shoving into the board, I
Oh.
don't have to use the straw.
Okay, so if it were cake, you'd have to use a straw to
Yes.
keep it food safe. But because it's
Because
a
it's
board,
board,
or foam core or
whatever
it's
it
one of those
is,
pieces,
I don't have to.
you can
I would
shove
let
right
this
in.
harden. It's a little soft right now.
The fondant, yeah.
I would let it harden a little bit so that we didn't, it's really soft.
Okay,
Yeah.
so let's watch her do
Okay,
this.
so I've taken I'm using my tool to push it
And
into the
That
board.
tool was needle nose pliers.
Yeah,
Okay.
to push it into
Into the board.
the board. And see, I wouldn't, if this were cake, I wouldn't have to use the needle nose pliers. It would just
Right.
go right in.
And just to clarify, you weren't even aiming for the board. It just happened to
It
be
just happened.
right there. So
Yeah.
in their case, it could just be cake.
Exactly.
In which case, you would just use the straw.
You would use the straw.
Straws on top of the wires and put those in, keeping everything food safe.
I remember I said before that I made a little triangle, and I put it on here. It's sagging a little bit, so I'm going to take a toothpick because that's food safe, and I'm going to shove it in there. And then I'm going to shove it in on the other side so that it's supported. Okay. And then I'm going to cut it off. So it's supported there, but you're not going to see it. And I love when you cut toothpicks and stuff, how it shoots up all over the room. Okay.
Nice.
So there, now his little bottom lip is supported. The other thing I did while you guys were gone is in this piece of PVC pipe, I shoved some Rice Krispie treat. See right there? You can see I pushed a little bit, I rolled up a bit of Rice Krispie treat and pushed it in there because we're going to be putting a wire in there for his foot. And so because we have the wire going in, I need something to attach it to. So this is the wire that's going to go in for his foot. I need to actually put more because the Rice Krispie treat, when I pushed the wire in, just went straight up, went farther up in. So you can see me do this.
Excellent.
All right, so I'm just taking Rice Krispie treat.
Could you put the wire in the Rice Krispie treat and shove the whole thing in as a single unit?
I wouldn't.
Okay.
Just because I would be afraid that it would slide back out again.
Okay.
I need to make sure that it's secure before I put the
Okay.
wire in.
Okay. And you're using the Rice Krispie treat instead of whatever fondant or whatever is
Yeah, because it gives it a lot of grip.
there. Okay.
All right, so, and I'm gonna just, I really want it to be shoved up in there so it doesn't come falling out.
Okay.
So I'm
Just be-
probably
yeah.
gonna end up filling it almost with Rice Krispie
Yeah,
treats.
just be careful of to support the rest of the project with your other hand or something as you're doing this.
Okay. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cap it with a little bit of fondant. There. Okay.